One of the city's last remaining Lutheran schools sending out an SOS may be forced to close their doors unless they come up with hundreds of thousands of dollars. What you're looking at is the scene here on Thekla in North St. Louis, where city police are still investigating the shooting death of a 15-year-old girl. The aftermath of this has left a pretty big police presence here at the intersection. It is completely blocked off right now, and as I step out of the way, you can see just how damaged that St. Louis Metro Police vehicle is. We are learning the identity of the suspect, the man who police say fired at officers before officers shot and killed him. I want you to come over here because I want to show you. You really can't see where the old Amite River starts and where these docks and these camps began, and that's because of the high water levels. There are already these speed radar towers that are up, letting folks know how fast they're driving, but now police are beefing up how they're cracking down. And it is an absolute party here. The atmosphere absolutely electric. I've got me a Cubbies hat now. Lots of excited fans. We can see there are still cars that are back there in the driveway, but they can't go anywhere because these trees are down and absolutely blocking anything that's there. Thank you so much for waking up with us for Local 33 News today on this fantastic Friday. I'm Gerron.Jordan. 5:01, we start you off with some breaking news in the world of traffic. What you're looking at right now is the situation on Jubin Road, just north of Interstate 12. Now, Jubin is shut down right now because of an overturned 18-wheeler. You can see all of the flashing lights there from emergency. Friends, it's 8:57 on a Friday morning. We have a ton of breaking news in the world of traffic right now. Take a look at your screen. This is the scene just moments ago on Segan Lane, right in front of the Honda dealership there. 2 people were transported to the hospital, but they are expected to be okay this morning. After you can see there, at least 1 car is overturned. Another vehicle is involved in the wreck. You're taking a live look at the scene right now from our photojournalists there on the scene. And then just a few moments ago, you might have received a traffic siren on your cell phones. That's about the closure of Interstate 10 West at Henderson. Meteorologist Kevin Smith keeping his eye on that situation for us as well. Kevin, we start this half hour with continuing coverage into that bizarre story we first brought to you Monday afternoon after a major traffic buildup caused by that man climbing an interstate sign on I-12. This picture of the scene courtesy of Local 33 viewer Chrissy Hart. New information this morning. We've just learned that a woman has been arrested in connection to that shooting at Cortana Mall Sunday afternoon. This woman, Blanca Munoz, is charged with aggravated assault with a firearm this morning after police say she called her husband and asked him to bring a gun to the mall after she got into a fight with another group inside of the Dillards there. We have breaking news to pass on to you here at 7:27. A pedestrian has been struck and killed by a vehicle in East Baton Rouge Parish. You're taking a live look at the scene right now on Plank Road near Bentley Drive, just north of Groom Road. Our crew on the scene tells us wreckers have just cleared the vehicle involved from the scene, so that roadway should be reopening shortly. New information this morning in the ongoing saga over the proposed city of St. George. A number of folks want St. George to annex and stand alone from the city of Baton Rouge, but this morning the opposition is fighting back, and now they have the numbers to support their opposition. And take a good look at this video. East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputies posted this to their Facebook page on Monday. They want you to really get a good look at the people there involved in this fight. It happened at the East Baton Rouge Parish State Fair just before 10 o'clock Saturday night. All right, well, also happening today, blogging. It's a new viral trend that started in Sweden that involves walking or jogging while you pick up litter. If you were with us earlier this week, you saw our special Baton Rouge Proud report on the group bringing that right here to the capital city. And welcome back to Local 33 News today. We were just jamming in the studio this morning. We have Henry Turner Jr. joining us live this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Pleasure, Jack.
It is good to see you. Good to have you here. Right before we let you go, though, we've got to ask, Louisiana Governor's Race 2019, in or out?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I'm thinking very seriously about it.
How do you impress to the community the importance of every single life being just as valuable as Wade Sims? Of course, you saw everybody coming out trying to find the person who was responsible for that, but there are so many other victims, so many other families that don't have that name. How do you stress to the community the importance of every life?
We were able.
Well, if you're looking for a job and you love chocolate, listen up and look no further. I've got the best job for you. The makers of Nutella, they are looking for taste testers. That's right. There's nothing better. There's nothing more that needs to be said. The last hour, you saw that we all had one sock because we're all in support of this Rock One Sock campaign. You see, if you got one sock, Kevin put his sock back on. It's all right.
Well, it's for a good cause, but I really don't like sometimes going around without a sock.
I don't like going around without a sock either, but I mean, it's all for a good cause, Kevin. You got to do what you got to do.
Oh. Okay, let's move back over to this camera shot.
All right, switching gears. Hopefully, we're going to get rid of some of the mosquito weather. Meteorologist Kevin Smith tracking a cool front as well as the traffic this morning. Hey, Kevin.
You got that right. Thought I saw something there. Okay.
The front.
Good, there you go.
Lock in.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And then set up.
And Gerron, this is
And there we go.
this Saturday, Gym Fit.
There we go. Wear your stretchy pants because you don't want to rip yours either. Check out the Gym Fit Acro. Whoa. All right.
He's got
This is what you can do at the Party and King Zumbathon, the 6th annual happening tomorrow at Southern University. Get out and move for a cause, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to be right back with much more Local 33 News today. Tickle my taste bud.
Gerron's going to take a little bite already on this Wednesday morning.
6:52 on this Friday morning. Hello, Baton Rouge, and hello, our little furry friends. It's a little gross. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side, meteorologist Kevin Smith is going to have his final check of our forecast. Hopefully no bugs in sight. There we go. All right, stay with us. Mandy, absolutely heartbreaking, completely senseless, not the type of story I want to have to report to you here on a Tuesday night, but what you're looking at is the scene here on Thecla in North St. Louis, where city police are still investigating the shooting death of a 15-year-old girl. That shooting actually happening sort of in the middle of the street here on Thecla in North City. Caution tape there shows where that 15-year-old girl had just stopped her vehicle when she was shot. Police say she was stopped, according to witness reports. Two men with masks and armed with assault rifles approached and fired several rounds into the vehicle. The 15-year-old girl was shot a number of times and pronounced dead on the scene. What's even more disturbing here is that police don't believe that this was a random shooting, but a police spokesman told me, quote, the shooters were looking for a target and they hit it. Now that doesn't mean the girl was the intended target. It could be a case of mistaken identity, either with the young girl or the car, but right now all of that is under investigation.
It's a 15-year-old girl. I mean, that's horrible in itself.
So caution tape just coming down here on Thecla in North City as police wrap up their on-site investigation. Right now, they are looking for those two armed men with masks. They don't have a description further than that. Police have not confirmed the identity of that 15-year-old girl, but they do tell me that she attended Northwest High School just less than a mile away from the scene here. We're live tonight in North City. I'm Gerron.Jordan. That's right. We are live in a neighborhood near Highway F and Center Drive, and there's a lot of damage here after those strong storms rolled through. A lot of downed trees and power lines. Lots of folks here left without power. In fact, I want our photographer, Adam, to turn off the light on our camera just to give you some perspective on how dark it is out here. And of course, it is nighttime, so it would be dark here, but even with power, there would be some light coming from the homes here, but that is just not the case here tonight. Just take a look at this big branch. It's actually toppled down on some power lines and brought down a power pole, and that is what we're seeing in this area and a lot of the areas around here. Take a look at some video we shot earlier around the Farmington area of some of the damage. At last check with Ameren, there are about 2,700 residents just here in Farmington without power. That's nearly 60% of the homes that are powered by Ameren. So lots of folks here are dealing with power outages tonight. I talked with a family who said that they're just going to go home, light some candles, and try to make it through the night. And then, of course, when they wake up tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of cleanup. Just take a listen to how one man described the moment these storms rolled through.
It picked up the closer I got home, and our power was in and out, but for the most part it stayed on. But as my wife said, it was almost like hurricane-like weather with the really high winds and the rain blowing sideways.
And again, really the only light coming through these neighborhoods here in Farmington are from cars who are driving through. But again, all they're seeing is the damage that's left behind from these strong storms. It's a pretty impressive lightning show going on out here as well. So if you're in the area, there are still a lot of different lightning strikes. But a lot of people here are still left without power after these storms roll through. So there is going to be a massive cleanup effort coming over the next couple of days. Live tonight in Farmington, I'm Gerron.Jordan, Fox 2 News.
It's 22 degrees and I was bleeding from the head with 2 broken legs, so had I been left alone, there's a good chance I would have made it.
26-year-old Adam Schwartz is lucky to be alive and surrounded by his family after being hit by a driver who left him for dead.
I don't remember going into the ambulance, I just remember waking up in the ambulance, and then I don't remember waking up again until I was in the hospital. It was just a series of blacking out and gaining consciousness.
Broken glass still clutters the intersection of Heege and Pembroke Roads, where the accident happened early Saturday morning as Schwartz was skateboarding to a local gas station for snacks.
The car took me out at the legs, broke the tibia and fibia in my right leg and my left leg, and then I hit the windshield, and that knocked me out. I've got lacerations on the back of my scalp from hitting the windshield. I rode the car about 25 feet, then he hit the brakes and I flew off the front of the car.
Fresh out of surgery tonight and with 9 broken bones, he's just starting down his road to recovery. While he's hopeful the person who hit him is brought to justice, he says he forgives them and hopes they understand the real consequences of their actions.
I want this person to change the way they look at things. If they were drinking that night, I want them to realize that you don't drink and drive. If they were looking at their phone, I just want them to live the kind of life that they'll never do this to somebody ever again. That's all I hope.
In this exclusive surveillance video, you can see the moment an ambulance with lights on slam into another car who doesn't stop as the emergency vehicle tries to clear this Tower Grove South intersection.
It was clear that the ambulance had his lights and sirens going, and there's a vehicle coming through the intersection, and he hit him, and the car went one way and the ambulance came directly into our property.
The owner of Gateway Auto Brokers, Bernie Squitieri, spent most of the day cleaning up the mess to his truck lot left as a result of the wreck. It happened just after 9:30 Sunday night as a working ambulance approached the intersection of Kings Highway and Arsenal. When a car heading east on Arsenal doesn't yield the intersection, the ambulance slams right into it, throwing the car some distance and sending the ambulance straight onto the truck lot.
Yeah, we had damage to approximately 9 vehicles. We have our fences tore out, and one of the light poles were damaged, and a lot of the cars are beyond fixing.
Beyond fixing and damage totaling upwards of $100,000.
It's tough right now. I mean, it's the holiday season, and it's going to be tough, but hopefully we'll deal with the insurance company and get it rectified pretty quickly.
Squitieri says more than the damage to his cars or his property, he's hopeful this will serve as a wake-up for other drivers to always keep an eye and ear out for emergency responders so that this, or much worse, never happens again.